non-playoff game as East Bridgewater comes in 2-6 on the year, and the home team is 3-5. Game number 9 for both teams, and both teams are rebuilding. Bridgewater brought their cheerleaders, which is nice, but I have no idea what kind of game we're going to have.
Well, I'm hopeful. MIAA does a lot of things that I'm not crazy about, but one thing they do well is if you don't make the playoffs, they manage to get a team close to your ability to play you. And the only thing I'm concerned about here is Dover-Sherborn's been hit by so many injuries.
11.
It's almost
11
unfair.
Out tonight. Yeah, we'll go over that later. But I remember the years Dover-Sherborn didn't qualify, and they went to East Bridgewater to play. That was years ago, so it's turned around a little bit.
That's right, and that was a good team that went down to East Bridgewater to play down there. They had East Bridgewater had a very good running back, and they had been knocked out of the playoffs early.
Wang's kickoff is high and deep, and bobbled by number 1, McLeod. He's going to have a tough time running it back, or is he? He goes off to the right. He is swarmed and knocked down somewhere around the 10.
That's great kick coverage by Dover-Sherborn. That's a good sign because that's a place where you show whether you're ready to play when you're running down the field full speed.
There's a late flag on the return. So when you're down to 27 players, like that 26 if I'm counting right, you can't risk another injury. You don't have backups.
Well, that's true. I don't know what you can do except that your practice is going to get tremendously changed. I know Coach Ryan likes to have some contact on Tuesday. He's absolutely right to have contact on Tuesday. They needed tackling help. But when you're down to this many players, you just can't afford.
Well, East Bridgewater committed a penalty on the return, and they were at their 5-yard line. Poles the quarterback. They run left, way around the end on a sweep, and it goes out of bounds in front of the visitors' bench for what looks like a first down.
It looked to me like Dover-Sherborn was playing with 2 deep safeties there, which is taking one person out of the run support. I'm sure they're concerned with the double slots that someone's going to run a streak right down the field. But they do have to stop that run first of all.
Looks like James Madden on that first run from the back position. Pole looks like he's in a shotgun from our angle. He's got twins left and right. Pitch to the left. You're looking at McLeod. He goes out of bounds after a short gain.
That was a very good defensive play there by Dover-Sherborn. There was a blocker out in front of him. It comes from the slot formation that's to the boundary of the field, and Dover-Sherborn hustled out there and got 3 people out there. There's too many people to block and too many people to run by.
The injury list is down to 10 as I see Chris Keesley, number 2, is back in the game. That's good to see. They need him on both sides of the ball. Running wide, coming back towards the right side. Nice sort of unintentional reverse. And he's got himself a first down near midfield. That runner was Madden again. Madden is a sophomore. I looked at game footage, and really he was not a key in the game I saw, but they've got some good backs.
Yeah, and that was a great move, starting to his left, cutting back to his right, taking the advantage of the Dover-Sherborn pursuit, which is something you're looking for, but when you over-pursue, you can make that cutback.
And he did it very smartly. On his own, I would say.
I agree. It wasn't really blocking there. It was more Dover-Sherborn over pursued,
yep.
Which I don't blame him for. You want to be up and ready to play in the beginning of the game.
Paul throws a screen left side. This is Brennan. Brennan up down to the 40-yard line. He's about 2 yards short of a first down.
That was the same play they ran number 2. The difference is their receiver, instead of trying to go outside, made a cut inside and took it for 9 yards.
I'm looking. You know, one of the problems is their starting running back, Chris Ullman, number 13, I don't think he's playing. And that's why they switched backs, I think. So we got a run. Straight off the left guard and a flag on the play. Looks like it's coming back.
Yeah, that's really helpful. Generally in the position of holding, and that'll take him back and make it a 2nd and 11 instead of a 2nd and 1.
That was Trayvon Lawson on the carry. Nice carry, but often not. Looking on the sideline. No, I don't see this starting running back. He's probably injured or ill, whatever.
Now, what number was he, Bruce?
13.
Okay.
13. And, you know, I made you and me a little key players list, and like a couple of them aren't even playing tonight. But Chris Ullman was a good running back. He's a senior, and you hate to see senior miss the last couple of games, but he's not in there.
Absolutely. It's a special time in your life, and you don't want to give it up.
Pohl runs to his right, throwing a line drive on the run. He's got his man wide open. McLeod steps out of bounds with the ball for a first down inside the 40.
Well, and that was a good throw. He was rolling to his right. They had their formation. They had trips right, so that makes it very difficult to cover all the receivers over there. They're normally lining up in double slot formations, but once again, 3 receivers.
And now they're running again off the right side, short gain down to the 35-yard line.
Okay, so they had trips to the wide side of the field, a tight wing in there, and they brought the wing across the formation to try to throw a block, and they brought it back to the short side. So if Dover-Sherborn adjusts, trying to get to those 3 receivers, they're just bringing it back.
Yeah, that's what you said. Yes, yeah. This time, Gavin McLeod is wide to the left. We'll get back to his name in a moment. Shotgun for Pohl. He sends McLeod in motion. McLeod with the football, coming around a sweep to the right. Pass up past the Dover-Sherborn bench, close to the 30-yard line, and about 4 yards short of a first. Gavin McLeod. Remember the Love Boat?
I didn't, but I do. I remember the show. I didn't remember that particular name, but I do remember the show.
Oh, my wife says to me, nobody on either of these football teams is going to know what we're talking about. But he was Captain Stubing. He was also in the Mary Tyler Moore show, which is dating me even more.
No, I loved that show. Love Boat wasn't for me, but Mary Tyler Moore I loved.
Flip to the left. McLeod drops the ball. We gave him too much fame, and he couldn't hold on.
That's right. This is the best chance here for Dover-Sherborn because East Bridgewater was running the ball successfully on them, and they tried to go back to that quick screen pass, and that time it was dropped.
I think he had the first if he caught it.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right.
So they're fourth and about a long 5, closer to 6. Timeout on the field, smart idea.
Yeah, Dover-Sherborn, I think, is trying to get into the position they want here on defense. They know how important this down is. It doesn't seem like it should be with 9 minutes left in the game, but starting off right when you've had some problems does make a difference.
Who called the timeout?
Dover-Sherborn actually did.
I was waiting for East Bridgewater to call it. That's funny. Okay, let's look at the list. 10 people now because we now know that Chris Kiesling is playing tonight. What did I do with my list? After all that. KB's out with a broken ankle. They hope he comes back by Thanksgiving. Kiesling's back. Olsen, foot surgery, done for the year. McStravick's torn ACL, done for the year. Dummer, knee surgery, done for the year. And I'm not done with this list yet. We'll get back to it. 4th down and in about 5.5. Quarterback in the gun. He's got twins receivers left and right. Looks, nice protection. Goes right sideline, got his man, steps out of bounds, first down easily. Did he? Yeah, first down. It is. Yeah. Completed pass to Logan Williams. Let me just finish this list. John and Ted Olayer, I believe they're brothers. Olayer could play limited today. His brother's out this week. Garrett Webb, torn ACL, the quarterback, out for the year. Ronan Richards out this week, the injury. They don't know when he's coming back. 2 more. Flip to the left. Now McLeod's got a nice block and a helmet tackle. That'll go for extra yards on the defense. That was a bad grab of the helmet.
Yeah, he was reaching, and that's actually a bad sign for your tackling, too. Not that should be your highest concern. Your highest concern should be that the person gets injured. But just reaching is a bad way to tackle. You got to get your head across and wrap up.
2 more players out. Abrams is out this week anyways with a hamstring. And Lipsky, who joined the team recently, is out with a broken wrist for the rest of the year. I know it happens, but you and I had chatted earlier in the week, and it's like this team just had a lot of misfortunes going through the season.
It really did. Early on, there was one injury that was significant. Actually, I shouldn't say that. 2, Harry Dummer and Emilio. And I was thinking Emilio's so stop for a second.
1st and goal from the 8. Pitch right side. Madden running. He's being chased. He's brought down. As looks like a loss, so back to the line of scrimmage. Tackle made by Dylan Rogers. Rogers for a couple of weeks was the only captain on the field. Now he's joined by Keesley. So it was 4 out of 5 captains down. Now it's 3 out of 5 captains are down. And when your captains are down, we all know those are big key players.
Yeah, especially in a high school team where you're depending on so many people going both ways. You got 5 captains, and 3 of them are injured or 4 of them are injured. It's really probably 6 or 7 positions you're losing.
Yeah. And that penalty we're looking at is holding. What does DS want to do? Let's see. It was against the offense. I'd set them back, wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
They're moving the ball too well.
Right. They did stop that play, but having the extra room here so that if they give up a 6 or 7 yard gain, they're not in a terrible position. And that to me, and I don't know for sure, but it looked to me like it was someone who was sort of on top of Chris Kiesling and not letting him up in the back. So it had nothing to do with the play. So it was a very ill-advised play by East Bridgewater.
Strange call here. First and goal from the 19. Running play. Madden tried the middle, now tries the right. Short pickup down to about the 16, maybe the 15.
Yeah, and you'll give up that 3 yards or 2 yards every time when it's 19 yards to go. Mm-hmm. Now, before they got pushed away, they got in a wishbone formation, which you don't see very much anymore, with an unbalanced line, and that's how they ran the ball. They're back to doing what they did, which is trips with a split end away.
Right side, going for the touchdowns. Paul got a man open. Ball knocked away. That was a touchdown, but it was knocked away and incomplete. I'm trying to get the number on that. Pass.
I apologize.
You go.
That was great defense. Now, he did get beat a little bit going deep, but once the ball was in the air, he went after the receiver, kept his eyes on him, and knocked the ball away. And you got to give him that. Stefanelli
knocked the ball away from the hands of Williams, and that prevented the touchdown. 3rd and goal now from the 17. Motion by McLeod. Quarterback looks left this time. Got a man open. It bopped in the air as he is hit as he catches the ball by one of the brothers, number 11, John Saber.
Another good play. He reacted up to the ball. It made contact. He was given the inside post pattern to him, but as soon as the ball got in the air, he reacted up and hit him.
2 great pass defenses.
It really is, and it's a really good sign because it looks like East Bridgewater does want to throw the ball some.
Well, I'm glad DS came to play. This is big. 4th and goal from the 17. Paul counts it out. The junior drops back short. Throws to the end zone over the middle. Got a man wide open, and he overthrew him, and they turned the ball over.
Well, I'll just grace God for that one. That was open down the middle, and he missed it.
Brennan Shea not only was open, he could have brought a take on the field and driven it into the end zone. He was that open.
Yeah, it was right down the seam. They were sending 4 receivers right down the seam, right straight ups from 16, 17 yards away, and one was wide open, but he missed them.
Ronan Sullivan is the sophomore quarterback. I'll say he's diminutive. He's small, but he's wily. He's got some speed, and they just encroached. Defense 5 yards against them. Everybody's pointing fingers. Let's just point at everybody.
Right, and I think this time it's East Bridgewater. At least I hope it is. It looked like they jumped.
He did. He definitely jumped. I think a linebacker came in the blitz, and he got caught. You try and time it, but you're a high school kid. You're not always going to get it right.
Right now, is Ronan's older brother Daniel's playing up at St. Paul's. Really good baseball player, good basketball player, and was a good quarterback here. Took a team to a 9-2. So expecting big things from Ronan down the line.
He's a southpaw. He's in the gun. Another jump.
Now, if they penetrated the neutral zone, then Dover-Sherborn's entitled to move. But it looks like they didn't penetrate the neutral zone.
The right tackle jumped.
Yeah, so it's a 5-yard penalty for...
So we're back where we started, right?
That's right.
And the clock says 7:58. It's been that way for about 3 minutes to go in the quarter.
And they started it, and they shouldn't have started it because it was change of possession, and it doesn't start until the play starts. So that was a mistake by the referee. Sorry, ref.
Hand off to Jaffe, the workhorse, up to the 20-yard line.
And that's a good sign, too. I keep saying that's a good sign, but I really mean it. It's not easy to come back from a 42-7 loss, I believe. And they're doing
42-6.
42-6. And they're doing it. They're coming after them. They're coming straight ahead and running for the ball. They hit well on defense. They tackled better than they've been tackling. East Bridgewater did convert some plays, but it wasn't for Dover-Sherborn putting lack of effort out there.
Well, there goes your 11th injury again. Luca Mariano's down. They're going to have to help him off. Just when you thought you got one guy back, you lose another one for a moment.
And Luca is so strong. He was, when he was a freshman, the strongest kid on the team. And there were some strong kids that were seniors that year.
Well, I don't know what to say. I remember being at the Millis game, but I think Jaffe went over 100 yards, but I don't have any stats. And there's another game I saw parts of, and I think he's had a couple of 100-yard games. He's been the key back, and Jaffe has kept them in games this season when others were hurt.
Yeah, he's got great speed, great 55 time indoors, great 100-meter time outdoors. You love to see a track kid like that out here because when they do get away, it's long gone or at least a long distance.
Head coach is the Raiders, Steve Ryan, his 8th year, assisted by Bob Conrad, Jerome Penn, Zach Conrad, Dave Sullivan, Eric Lucchiato, Mike Tossoni, Rob Mosher, who's now the track and field coach, Alan Olmsted, and I got here George Webb, president of the Gridiron Club. Run to the right. That's going out of bounds with about a loss maybe.
Yeah, they tried to get the edge using their speed, and they couldn't do it. Just too good a pursuit by East Bridgewater.
Head coach of East Bridgewater is Tim Graham. We hope people in East Bridgewater have found our game because it's a long drive from East Bridgewater to Dover-Sherborn.
It really is in a sort of a different world in the sense that they're playing much different teams than Dover-Sherborn is. They're playing teams on the South Shore.
Right. 3rd and long. Nice long drop, and he throws to the wrong body. It's almost picked off. Actually, Jaffe had to break up the interception.
He did. That was a screen pass. That was a good call. They didn't want Ronan throwing the ball down the field, is my guess. Under those circumstances, 3rd and long, but he didn't get it over the front line, and that's going to be a problem with screen pass every time if you don't get it over the rushers.
I see this team doing a lot of screens, swing passes, short. Oh, what in the world was that? That was a missed kick.
Yeah.
That ball was hardly touched, and it rolls up to the 41-yard line of Dover-Sherborn. And not a good punt, no return needed, really.
Yeah, they would have been crazy to try to pick it up bouncing the way it was.
Last week against Bellingham, right before halftime, Bellingham had scored, and they kicked off to Dover-Sherborn, and you thought the ball was dynamite. Nobody in Dover-Sherborn wanted to land on a kickoff, a free ball for anybody. Bellingham landed on it, and they went in and scored later. And Dover-Sherborn was totally confused by the play. They can't afford that tonight. Yeah,
you got to be used to the difference between a punt and a kickoff. Ooh, that's good penetration.
Madden tripped up. I thought he fell over himself, no?
No, Chris Kiesling came through. Bob Conrad and Mike Tassoni just must have decided that they're going to blitz with their best player who's out there. I don't mean to slight Dylan Rogers out there. He's one of the other players that's a great player. But Chris Kiesling, he's in at linebacker now, not deep at safety.
2nd and almost 15. Paul lines it up, got his man. He's hit immediately and knocked down. That is Logan Williams. Short of the first by about 7-8 yards.
Yeah, and sometimes you worry about giving up complete passes. There, I don't think it's a bad thing because you still got a 3rd and long situation here for East Bridgewater. So it's better to give up that shorter pass and not get beat deep.
They got twins to the left and twins to the right. Paul dropping. Gets out of trouble. Now he's running away from the blue shirts. Wants to throw it, throws it on the run, out of bounds. I just read on the way down here about intentional grounding. The rule used to be if a high school quarterback threw anything that looked like there was no receiver in the area, it was grounding. And they thought, wait a minute, we can't do that. In 22, they decided If he runs out of the pocket and he throws it, it's not going to be intentional grounding. We don't want to see these quarterbacks killed.
I think that's smart.
It is smart.
Yeah, I think that's smart. And thanks for filling me in on that, because I didn't know that was a change
in 22,
in the rule. Yeah.
They said he can go out of the pocket and throw the ball, and it's okay. Otherwise, what's he going to do? Get hit?
That's true. And along the sideline, and he has little room to maneuver over there.
Pull, play action, right-hander looks, throws, got it. Caught and out of bounds goes McLeod at the 15 of Dover-Sherborn, knocked out by Jaffe and Stefanelli.
That was a good pass and a lot of patience by that quarterback and a good catch, because that coverage was not bad by Dover-Sherborn.
When you have 25 or 26 players on your team, as you said earlier, you got a lot of guys doubling up on O and D. What happens in the fourth quarter? Are they exhausted?
They are exhausted. You can only play so much football, even though you're in good condition at this time of season particularly, but you can only play so much football.
I don't know if it was a snafu in the handoff, but it was delayed handoff, and it killed the play.
It did, and Dover-Sherborn making good penetration. This is a good sign for them. They're not running over them like they were in the first drive. They're having to throw the ball to make their first downs. And I've got to believe that isn't their strength, throwing the ball down the field.
2nd and 12 coming up. 4:22 to go in quarter number 1. A nice, cool evening in Dover. One back, gets the ball. Madden looked ahead, now goes to his right, and he sees a mountain he can't climb over. Nice penetration.
They did a great job, and he tried to run to the short side of the field. They were putting their formation wide there, and it just didn't work. And I think one thing they were thinking there is, we have to go forward on 4 downs down here because they're not kicking extra points or field goals this long. So we've got an extra down to waste.
Also, I've looked at footage. I don't think they have a great kicker. So I'm not sure they can go for a field goal if they wanted to. Nice deep drop, protection breaking down from the edges, throws right over the middle and deflected and knocked away by Dover-Sherborn. I think Jaffe was one of the arms in there.
That's great defense. That was good coverage. And you know what the other thing is? It's learning from your mistake. Last time someone goes right down the middle of the field with a streak and they miss them. But you don't rest on that. You get your defense lined up, and the defense realizes where our weakness is.
By the way, Mariano is back in the game. He was involved in a tackle a couple of plays ago. That's good to see.
That certainly is.
Official telling one of the ball's not marked properly. They got to move it back about a yard.
Yeah. I don't know how much it would have mattered, but it's good that they did it anyhow.
The line judge caught that. Paul gets the ball, first hand snap. Looks, goes down, post pattern deep, incomplete.
Good defense. They had their backs to the wall because the punt wasn't good, and they still gave up 1 first down and then stopped them.
Well, Paul has been overthrowing people. He's got a heavy ball. He's not hitting his target straight on, and this is the second time they've turned it over on 4th down.
That's true, and both times in the red zone they've turned it over. They had an opportunity to score, and they didn't do it. And now let's see if Dover-Sherborn gets something going.
Sullivan, I noticed last week against Bellingham, and they were intimidating. He was throwing on his off foot. He was off balance on a lot of his throws because he was being rushed. And they got to give him better protection, even if it's just short passes.
Right, and short passes is the answer. They ran the ball twice last time and threw a screen, and that's the type of short passing that is going to be helpful.
5'8" sophomore quarterback, over center, fake pitch, up the middle we go, the straight dive play. Jaffe for 5.
Good run. They had East Bridgewater believing they were going to drop back for a pass, and they handed it off on a draw-type play, at least a delay.
And I think they have to do a little bit of magic behind the line of scrimmage to throw the other team off.
I do, and the other thing is you can't totally, even though Ronan's just learning here, you can't totally give up the pass, or they'll just pack everybody in at the line of scrimmage.
Quarterback over center, Jaffe behind him. Jaffe has the ball, straight up the gut. Got about 3, about 2.5 maybe. And he's a couple yards short of a first down with 3rd down coming up. And the first quarter down to 2:38 and running.
Now, this is a good sign. They ran the ball twice, right straight up the middle, and they gained 9 yards. Now, if they can just finish this off and get a first down, it'll give them a big lift.
Momentum is so important.
It is, especially in high school football. The kids have short memories.
Sullivan pitches. Jaffe runs around left. Wide left. Up past his bench. He's got a first down and a lot more first downs to come. Inside the 45-yard line. Up to the 45-yard line of Dover-Sherborn.
That's great. And a good call, too. I was sitting there thinking to myself, they're going to run it straight ahead or they're going to sneak it, and they went wide, and that was a smart thing to do because East Bridgewater was packed inside.
Exactly, yeah. I was thinking the same thing. First down and the change move.
Now, Jaffe's already run with the ball 5 times, so he's getting plenty of work. I wouldn't be surprised to see a short pass here.
I don't think he's come off the field on offense. And he plays defense as well.
Right. Oh, geez.
Forgot the football.
Fall on it.
Well, sort of. Right in front of us at the 25. That'll kill a drive. Now it'll make it second and too many yards for me to count right now. 2nd and 27.
Yeah. Now, I know you want to throw the ball down the field.
I'm just thinking that.
But in a lot of ways, as long as you can punt the ball successfully, run the ball a couple of times, don't make a mistake, and get out of here with a punt.
Well, I was just thinking, after that last punt, if you got picked off deep down the field, it could be an advantage.
Well, absolutely true. Absolutely
Tongue in cheek. Charlie Barbosa, he's a freshman. He's to the right side, although it's not Barbosa. It's a different number. Got my numbers wrong. Pass over the middle, and it's in and out of the hands of Bob Saber. It was Lensiski, number 88, was playing split end tonight on this side of the field.
That was a good pass.
It was.
And he should get a little more confidence throwing the ball like that. He put it there, and Saber just made a mistake and missed the ball. It happens.
Cold hands?
That's very possible because I'm freezing up here.
Brad's nodding his head. Yeah, we all are. I'm brave. I put my hat on at halftime. Oh, I'm stupid. I don't know which. They got a slot left. 2 receivers that way, and he throws that way. Bomb down the field. Sullivan's got his man knocked away. Nice defensive play, or it would have been complete.
Well, it's interesting because they blitzed one extra guy and left themselves with one extra person on coverage, and it was third and about 25, which is surprising with the way Dover-Sherborn throws the ball. Just keep it in front of you, and you're not going to make a first down there.
A long pass, and it was a linebacker, McDermott, who knocked it down. He went deep. So 4th and a punt, much better. Wayne gets it off. It rolls in DS's favor. You're going to pick it up? Yes, I am. Here comes McLeod. McLeod coming this way. Gets away from a couple. He's coming near sideline. Flag on the play. It's coming back. And knocked down by a Saber.
That's one of the dangers. They set up a wall there to run behind on the punt, get it around. It used to be very, very popular, but it does create a lot of blocking in the back penalties when people are trying to run past that wall. Oh, they're waving it off. Shows how much I know.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm a little surprised. I mean, usually on a return, you throw a flag, it's usually something.
Absolutely true.
We're down to 18 seconds in the quarter. The clock is stopped at the change of possession. One play left in the quarter, probably, from the near hash. Paul has the ball, easily gives it to McLeod. McLeod swinging upright, down to close to the 40. He's a few yards short of a first down, and we'll switch ends of the field as we start the second quarter of play.
Now, that's how to get an easy completion, because that's actually a completion because he's throwing the ball forward, even if it's only 2 feet. But that's how to build up your completion ratio here for East Bridgewater.
Well, they've got a junior quarterback. DS has a sophomore quarterback. They're both the future of both clubs.
Yeah,
so it's a way to build.
Yeah, and I'm sure they are the future of both clubs because the East Bridgewater quarterback looks like he's throwing the ball with a lot of velocity on it, even if it isn't accurate at this point.
Stands are not filled. And what's disappointing, the parents are there, but the kids, maybe there's just so much going on a Friday night. Your team is 3-5, but there are not a lot of students on the student body side.
Well, now, someone pointed out to me, I don't know if this is true, that the Sherlock Holmes play is tonight.
Yes, it is.
Now, would I be at the Sherlock Holmes play? No. But then again, I would have been playing.
Brad Crandall saying to me, I'd be there. It's warm inside, right, Brad? I understand. But when they start playing arena football, give me a call.
Fair enough.
I do want to say to our thousands of fans, minus some numbers, who are watching this game. This is our second game of the year, and we've had a lot of problems with weather and a lot of road games we couldn't get to because of other obligations. We do apologize. This is our second game. We did one back in September 14th, believe it or not.
Oh, is that when it was?
Yeah, I looked it up. That's a while ago. It was against Hudson. They came in.
And they're a very good team. They're not in our division. I didn't realize it at the time. They're in Division 6. They were in Division 5. But they've done very well this season.
You know, you had mentioned to me that if DS had made the tournament, they might have played Foxborough. Well, a strong team, but they used to be in Division 3.
Yeah, and it just shows you how populations shift. Mm-hmm. And Foxborough almost beat King Philip, and King Philip is the highest-rated team in Division 2 right now.
Madden, we thought he went down. Instead, he brings up a first and goal with an extra 10 yards.
This is where you got to keep your focus and keep your concentration. They're going hurry up, and because of that, you have to be ready to go also.
So the other team knows DS doesn't have many subs. They want to keep the same guys in and wear them down and go with their formation. Handoff, right side.
That's good.
Turning it up, Madden. Turning it nowhere except out of bounds. I mean, is that one thing to rush it and not the other team sub up?
Well, it absolutely is. And in this case, Chris Kiesling, who's a tremendous defensive player, missed that tackle in the open field. And I got to believe that has to do with him being tired, playing every play.
He's coming off a high ankle sprain, so that can slow you down even if you're recovered.
I agree.
Here goes McLeod. McLeod near sideline, out of bounds, a few yards short of the goal line.
Well, they're back in the red zone here, and down with a short third. If they're smart, they'll just run straight ahead to get the first down and then see what's going on.
Ball at the 8. That's the spot. Third and goal from there. 2 down territory. Quarterback in the gun. Repositions. Oh, Madden goes over to a wing. So does the. That was weird. Run left side.
They got him.
Nothing. Number 21 ran the ball.
That's tremendous. That's great defense.
Austin Dewhurst. Did you see the wing with another receiver behind him? Can you explain that?
Sure. What they're doing there is they're running an unbalanced line and running it back towards the unbalanced line, thinking to themselves, geez, if we get them shift over, there'll be nobody left over there to make the tackle.
Got it. 4th down. Paul in his 3rd attempt for a touchdown on 4th down. Throws to the end zone. Got his man. Touchdown.
That's too bad. And I'm not wishing bad on East Bridgewater, but DS fought so hard to keep them out of there, made them go to the 4th down situation. That's tough.
Trying to catch a number who scored. Turn around. You can turn around. Yeah. Okay, McLeod on the score. They go for the extra point. The kicker is actually a linebacker. Ball spotted. Kick good.
Frankly, it wasn't that. It was a pretty good kick.
It was.
I'm a little surprised they actually, now that I know, didn't kick the field goal there on fourth down. I wish they had, in fact.
Well, it's still a ball game. It's 7-0. I mean, Dover-Sherborn's got to score if they're going to win any game, right?
That's right. And the other thing about it is they've been trapped in their own end here twice. One thing that Dover-Sherborn has done very, very well all season is return kickoffs. We've seen good teams that were having a lot of success against them, squib the ball on the ground because they didn't want to face Dover-Sherborn's kickoff return. So let's just see if some of that keeps up.
Well, Jaffe's going to be back there, number 7, and he's back there with himself.
Well, it looks like they have kind of 3 back there. One Kiesling, one Jaffe. I can't see the other one with my eyes.
My eyes, too. I think it's Lensinski, number 88. I'm just guessing. Let's go with it. Nobody's going to fault me on that. We're showing a long shot now, so nobody can see who's who.
That's right.
Kickoff. A ground ball. Up back gets it. Comes back to his own 40. 45, and that's Bob Saber for the first down at the 41-yard line of Dover-Sherborn.
That's great. They squibbed the ball. We fielded it cleanly and ran it straight back up the field. I hope it's not.
A lot of talking by the officials. You see a flag?
Yeah, it looks like it's illegal procedure by the East Bridgewater team.
So they jumped.
No, I'm not really sure what they're doing at this point. This doesn't make sense to want them to re-kick, frankly, because we had a tremendous field position.
You know what it is? Think about it. If it's illegal procedure, they can blow the whistle before the ball is kicked.
That's
right?
a really good point, and I'm wondering now that you say that, Bruce.
Dead play.
Did they actually blow the whistle and we didn't hear it?
Yeah. Otherwise, you're right. DS should take the ball where they had it.
Yeah.
So actually, Bridgewater's getting a big break here by committing a foul.
They certainly are.
And he tries a deep one. That fools everybody. That ball's going to go out of bounds. No. Deep in his own territory. Looks like it is Jaffe. Jaffe weaving in and out. Jaffe not down yet. Jaffe up close to the 30. What a nice run back.
That was beautiful. It looked like he was trapped down in the corner. He threw at least 3 tacklers off of him and used his speed to get up the sideline.
I believe last year I talked to his father, Jaffe's father, in the stands. He has not played football for a long time. He's come up recently to play football.
Yeah, he was a track guy.
Mm-hmm.
I know that because now Rob Mosier's the winter track coach, but my wife was the winter track coach, and he was an impressive kid to watch out there. So I knew he was a track guy before this, but this was good that he came and played football, particularly with the numbers right here.
Sullivan at his own 30. Hands off to Jaffe, finds the middle, blocked. He'll get his forward progress, but that won't mean much.
No, they know, well, there's 2 things. Dover-Sherborn knows what's going to get them a chance to win this game, and that's Jaffe breaking free. But East Bridgewater knows what's going to make Dover-Sherborn win this game, which is getting Jaffe free. So we've got a real battle here. Jaffe's had some good plays already. But East Bridgewater is waiting for him now.
I will say the student body has shown up. They doubled their numbers over there, so maybe they heard me. I don't know. I doubt it.
Okay.
Ball to Kiesling. Kiesling swinging around the right side, brings it up, short gain. It really took too long to get going.
It did. The idea behind it is a really good one. Take the ball out of Jaffe's hand for one play, try to get it wide with another really good player, Chris Kiesling. But the blocking wasn't there. And it did move slowly with the way they were running.
It looked like he arced too much on a semicircle coming around.
Yeah, he probably wanted to get outside and then cut it up.
Receiver, one to the left. Actually, twin receivers. 2 wingbacks and wide receivers. Left side pass to the wrong body. Oh, nice knockdown by Kiesling. Oh, we had an interception by East Bridgewater. Went right to the wrong shirt.
Now, it does look like Kiesling's open when you're back there. because he beat the man that was on him, number 15, who looked like he was playing a man-to-man. But the cornerback, who was playing on the outside receiver, I think on Saber, came off and made that play.
Punt coming up. Not a great one, but it takes another Dover-Sherborn bounce. And Gavin McLeod looks up the field, waits for his blockers, got nobody really, and nice return when he didn't have a lot of blocking. Flag. Late flag.
Well, East Bridgewater is doing some things here. Number 55 got on top of a Dover-Sherborn player and sort of laid on him, and the way he was laying on him is actually holding. You can't get on a person and circle them in your arms, even if they're on the ground. It's a situation where it's not that you have to let them up, but you can't wrap them up at the same time.
It became kind of obvious.
It really did. Even I could see it, and it was coming from the referee, and you can see him pointing over here now.
So they're coming back. 1st and 10 at the 34 on their own side of the turf for the East Bridgewater, and I haven't said it yet, Vikings. Yes, they are, Vikings.
Well, you know, it's interesting, and not to go back over something, they didn't call it holding, they called it blocking the back, which is true. He's on his face, and you're blocking him in the back.
Literally. Screen left side. Oh, McLeod couldn't even put his head up as he's hit hard. A Saber brother on the stop.
That was a good play. Came right up on him.
3-yard loss. 2nd down. They're quickly back to the line. 7:35 to go in the half. 7-0. East Bridgewater coming this way is Madden. Gets by one pursuer. Gets to the 1st down and scrolls himself out of bounds.
Yeah, I think you're seeing the back marker because they lost yardage. Bruce, I think it's still 3rd down.
I apologize. You're right. Absolutely. That's what I did. You know what I want to ask you? This is a good time. When they bring the markers out to measure, what keeps the markers taut so that they don't stretch it too far or bring it in too much so it's an accurate marking when they bring it out to the middle of the field?
I think the steel is hard enough to do it, and the way they make sure they're still on the line is good defense. The way they make sure they're still on the line is they have a tag that they put on one of the yard markers. You can see the yellow tag down there. That's on one of the, and that keeps it. So when they come in, they put that tag on that line again, and they know that's how far it's going to stretch out.
Is that on the ground there?
That's on the ground.
Oh, is that
that's
what
the
it is?
tag.
Okay,
that's
thank
the
you.
Tag.
I've always wanted to know. 4th down, and
well, that's the son of a football coach. You learn a lot of things that aren't going to be helpful in life, but are going to be helpful watching a football game.
Punt. Nice high kick. Good hang time. Ball bounds around, and number 10, Sullivan, the quarterback, was about to return, but he did a 360 and let the ball go smartly.
I'm good with it.
I'm good with it because I don't want to see a quarterback return anything.
I'm not sure who's the quarterback backing him up now, because isn't who was the backup quarterback? It was
Ronan Richards.
Ronan Richards, and Ronan's out, isn't that correct?
Yes. Now, I know that was number 10 on the return.
You were absolutely right. It was.
I'm going, no, that can't be. I got the wrong number. I mean, where's your 4th-string quarterback? He's probably at home sleeping.
Yeah. You know, I'll tell you what Steve Ryan usually would do is he'd just get in the shotgun and run the ball. He'd let Jaffe run the ball or Kiesling run the ball.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Running to the right, up to the 15. 2nd down coming up.
Tackle by number 52.
In hockey, if your goalie's hurt and your backup goalie gets hurt, they have an emergency goalie for both teams in the stands. The home team provides an emergency goalie. There's an acronym for that. Yeah, they do. And that guy is usually from around town. he's a home team guy. But if he has to go in the net because both goalies are down, he has to play the game for the visiting team and play it as a, like he's on their team for one night. Isn't that weird?
That is weird, and boy, it makes you feel. It makes you feel good about the competitive nature of how we as humans work. They're not going to quit just because you're from the town. You're going to give your best effort.
I don't know if he has to be in the stands, but he has to be within a certain radius from the arena. Weird, and it's happened. A little bit of moving around here as Sullivan goes and gets instructions from the sideline.
I think it was illegal procedure right before that play.
So the ball is back on the 10, 2nd and 13. Under your own shadow of your own end zone.
Oh, he's
Pass
got him
up the field and finally picked off.
Yeah.
It was going to happen. Williams with the pick. I mean, Sullivan has been throwing to the wrong body at least the 3rd time tonight.
Well, I think what happened there is he beat his man in man-to-man, but they were playing what's called a one deep, and they had a defensive back out there waiting for that long pass.
Was he the free safety?
A free safety. What did I say?
You said a defensive back.
Okay, but you're right. It is a free safety.
It looked like the free safety because he really didn't seem like he had anybody.
No, he didn't. He did. Everybody's playing man underneath, and he's playing zone on top.
Under 6 minutes to go in the half. 5:56 to be exact. Pohl has the ball. They run back up the middle with Madden. He twists to the ground after about 5 yards.
East Bridgewater hasn't been doing that well running wide, but they've been moving the ball inside against Dover-Sherborn. And I'm not really sure why that is because Dover-Sherborn has some tough kids in there, but they are moving the ball inside against them.
Up the middle again. Madden, he slips away from a lot of people, rolls out of bounds with a 1st down, and he's close to 1st and goal, depending on the spot. I think it's inside the 10.
This is a huge series of downs coming up. They really, going down 2 scores for them is not an easy task to overcome.
Well, here's my simple opinion. East Bridgewater is not a great team. They're beatable. But Dover-Sherborn is so injured. It's, like you said, 2 touchdowns down. That could be a tough question. Madden turns it back up. Madden up the middle, close to the goal line. Tries to sneak over. He's not in. I mean, if you don't have the horses, you just can't do it.
Well, that's absolutely true. And the best some of the best players are standing over there wearing their Letterman jackets, and that's too bad for them. I feel bad for them, particularly the seniors, and it's too bad for the kids that are out in the field.
And some of your kids out in the field have looked up to those seniors to show them how to play, how to mature. It makes it more difficult. Quarterback is Pohl. Now behind him, he's got 2 backs. And they're going left. All the way around to the corner, Madden is in.
Yeah, and that was that wishbone again. They got 3 backs right in the backfield, but they're not really running a triple option play like you normally do out of the wishbone. What they're doing is using it to run a sweep to get 2 running backs in front of their blocker, as opposed to what they usually do, which is a slot or a flank, a wing and a slot. This time they get the backs close, and they run it over there.
Extra point attempt coming. Extra point off to the left. No good.
Okay, maybe that's a good omen.
Can't hurt. So you come back up the field. You got 4:29 to go in the half. Time for a good drive. What do you do that hasn't worked so far?
I keep trying to run the ball inside. If throwing was working, I'd do it, but there's no point in throwing the ball all over the field. I like that screen pass. It didn't work the first time. I'd love to see them come back to it. East Bridgewater's all hyped up. I think that's a good idea. The other thing is Kiesling was a very good receiver all season. I remember, was it against Hudson he had 8 or 9 catches, or Dedham he had 8 or 9 catches?
Hudson, I think.
Hudson. And, he can catch the ball very well. I'd like to see them go back. I'd say 22 is probably a sophomore who's got his big chance on kickoff and is screwed up.
He came out like a top, didn't he?
He did. He knew he wasn't off the field. Wasn't supposed to be off the field.
Kickoff is a slow grounder. Bounds around, free ball. Coming back with it. I don't know who, but it's back to the 40. 35 make that.
Well, that's a pretty good return. Mm-hmm. That's reasonable position. Also, they can kick field goals. So, get the ball down in the 15, the 20-yard line and score, because it's an odd number there, 13-0.
Stefanelli on the kickoff return brings it to the 35. Now 4:20 to go in the first half. Bruce Glazer, Dan Bennett, and our Dover-Sherborn cable TV crew. If I can pronounce that right. Sullivan, quick screen to the right. Nice short gain, and that's what they need to Bob Saber.
Yeah, that's good. It's a pass, but it's a makeable pass. East Bridgewater has been playing a little bit off of them, not up on them, so you can pick up little gains like that.
Crew tonight is Brad Crandall, Cam Crandall, Ella Suxo, Sebastian Hussar, and Claudia Martin. For those of you who are wondering, they deserve credit. It's cold out here.
I would think Kiesling this time, throwing it to Kiesling. They got trips over here, and he's inside. Nope, they're bringing him back.
2nd and 6. Quarterback has trouble with the ball and decides to keep it and move it back to the line of scrimmage. He's only 5'8". Sometimes that ball goes a little high for him.
Yeah, I think that's true. It's a little smaller target. I do think that one was going to Kiesling, not the way I thought, but he was coming in motion. I think they were going to try to swing it out to him opposite and hope that he wasn't being picked up.
3rd and 6, clock running down to 3:10 in the half. 13-0 Vikings of East Bridgewater in the lead. Sullivan drops, the lefty throws to the right side.
He's got him.
Got his man all the way downfield. That is, with his first catch, I believe, of the year, Linsinski.
That was wonderful. They put trips to the left and left one receiver over there. Just had it man-to-man, and the defensive back over the top for East Bridgewater was shading over to that trip side, not the split end on the right side.
Unofficially, a 34-yard pickup on that. And that's one of the best passes we've seen in recent weeks.
Now they don't have to worry about the clock at all.
Pitch. Jaffe puts it under his left arm. Jaffe swipes up the field down to the 10-yard line, and their first and goal of the game. Now that makes you feel good, doesn't it?
It does. The pass made me feel good. That coming right back and running, especially being able to run outside like that.
And like you said, the clock is your friend. You don't need to use your timeouts right now.
You don't. You're either going to get in or not get in in 2 minutes.
Number 10, Sullivan, calls for the ball. He's keeping himself, comes around the right side, spins to the 5, down to the 4, 2nd and goal.
That was a really nice run. He's a tough kid. He's out there as a sophomore. He's getting basted sometimes when he's throwing the ball, and then he's keeping the ball himself and getting the first down there. It's at the 4-yard line. Still plenty of time, minute 39 left in the half.
We picked up 2 more fans in the last few minutes.
The small boys?
No, on the live stream.
Oh, good. Are they Danny Bennett and Johnny Bennett?
It could be they woke up from their nap. I have no idea. It's your family.
Yeah, that's true.
Or maybe I woke them up by yelling.
Yeah.
Now, that's an I formation, correct?
That's correct.
Got that one right. An I. Deep back gets the ball. Jaffe trying the middle, not his best ploy, down to the 7.
Okay, now you C and I, and the first thought you have is they're going to run the fullback as the lead back. That time they didn't. They ran the fullback to the other side of the formation, and that situation got them going. Now, I don't know why they're in such a rush.
I don't know why they didn't call a timeout.
Yeah.
Second down. Yeah, we got movements in the defensive line.
Oh, that's good. That moves them even closer.
Half the distance.
The clock, I think, should keep rolling because it was rolling at the time it happened. So I think you want to be ready to go. Let's see what they say, whether it's rolling or not.
As soon as he spots it, we'll know. I think you're right, though. Of course, we don't know what the timekeeper's going to do we? He's not ready. Now they're ready. He's got a signal.
They stopped the clock. I'm not sure why.
The official has to tell the timekeeper.
Yeah, absolutely.
Second and goal. A lot closer to pay dirt. Thought so. Sullivan gets hit, stood up, not back. Timeout needed. 31 seconds to go in the half. Third and goal. Timeout.
Well, Dover-Sherborn is great at quarterback sneaking. And as a matter of fact, that was a call that you'd expect out of them right down there when you're at the 1 yard line. Looking at that play, and I don't have film here. Looking at that play, it looked like there was a gap in the Dover-Sherborn middle of their line that he went right through because Olsen could not even take a step forward.
And Sullivan, you mean?
Sullivan.
And you saw it. As soon as the ball was snapped, I said to myself, uh-oh, because he had no chance.
He had no chance. He was right through. And that's something to remember now if it comes up again, that you're not able to, under that intense pressure right up the middle, get there.
Would you go wide with Jaffe?
I would go wide with Jaffe after that.
I would too, definitely. What we got now? Timeout, defense.
Yeah.
So each team, 2 timeouts left for Bridgewater and 1 for Dover-Sherborn in the half.
It's third down, so there shouldn't be a problem there unless there's some type of pass interference or something in the end zone.
And when you're not running a great offense and you're down to 2, a field goal's out of the question, I would think. You're down by 2 scores.
Well, when you're this close. If you were at the 15-yard line here with 31 seconds and it was fourth down instead of third down, I'd think about it. But under the circumstances where you're at the 2-yard line, you've got to make this count.
Definitely. From up here, 2 yards looks like nothing, but you got to get past 11 white and gold shirts.
Right.
That won't be easy. Jaffe's the setback. Over center is Sullivan. In motion is Saber. Pitch. Here he comes. Jaffe run on the left. Sees the corner. Can't swing to it and loses yardage. Back to the 5, and they need a timeout.
Yeah, they do. It doesn't have to be, and I think Steve Ryan's thinking the same thing. Don't call it with any time left for East Bridgewater. You get the ball when he has a timeout.
And he's already told the official, I'm going to call a timeout at 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Or 4.
Right.
Okay. He's not a passing quarterback at this juncture of his career. What do you do?
I throw it to Kiesling. I set it up in the trips the way I've been setting it up. And Kiesling's the inside receiver in that wing position, and I have him run a post here. Actually, I shouldn't say a post, a drag across the field. Using the split end away from the trips just to take them out. Now, they had a lot of success throwing the split end there, so they may try to throw it in the corner of the end zone.
Do you expect them to look off the primary receiver or just go right with the primary?
If it was, let me see, Grady Russo, I expect them to look off. If it's somebody who's just learning the position, I expect them to look at it, focus, and throw the ball and not worry about people reading his eyes. And
Kiesling's your big gun out there, too, as a body.
That's exactly right.
Kiesling is lined up. As you said, looks like trips to the left, doesn't it? Yes, it is. Well, they got a tight end and a Saber. Another Saber is a wideout. And they got Kiesling in motion. Comes back. Try to fool him a lot. Looking that way, quarterback time, end zone, knocked away. What a super play by Logan Williams to bring us to halftime with Dover-Sherborn trailing 13-0.
Yeah, that hurt. They did, I think, what I was trying to say, which is get Kiesling out there. The only difference is they had him go to the short side where the three receivers are. I think they were trying to create traffic to make it hard to stay with him.
It got crowded out there, though, all of a sudden, didn't it?
It did. I think they were trying to create traffic so he could run people off other bodies. It might have been a special play they have for that situation. Coach Sullivan and Coach Ryan do a great job with that, but you still have to be able to put the ball in there. And in that case, the East Bridgewater player just made a great play. Ronan Sullivan's pass was a good pass. It was just a great play by the East Bridgewater player.
We are at halftime with East Bridgewater leading the Dover-Sherborn Raiders 13-0. We'll take a thaw out right now, and we'll come back with the second half of the game. This is Dover-Sherborn Cable TV.
To me, sportsmanship is probably one of the biggest aspects of sports in general because it really does prepare you for life after sports. It teaches you so many life lessons, and just being a good teammate in sports, it'll prepare you for life because you'll always be in teams, you'll always be working in businesses, you'll always be working with other people.
No, it's no fun to be the one person that takes everything too seriously and doesn't show goodwill to others. So being a good sport makes you more likable, and it's just a good trait to have, not just in high school, but for the rest of your life.
Sportsmanship means to me respecting the opposing team after a win or a loss to help ensure that everyone has a positive experience in the end.
The MIA event that I went to was NASLC, and it really had me think a lot more about sportsmanship. A lot of the guest speakers that we had, they really put into me the idea that you need to respect your opponent and also respect who they are as another team. Look at it as improving on my own skills so I can win that game for my team.
Being a good sport will always be important, and just you learn great life lessons from sports, and they'll always impact you later in life.
Well, we didn't open the game well. We're not going to open the second half very well, are we?
No.
Yakety.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just freezing up here for you people at home in front of your fireplaces. I'm Bruce Glazer, he's Dan Bennett, and we're all cold. You know, this is when I vote for a running clock because it's too cold to stay out here too long.
Do you remember that Medfield game?
Was it?
The Medfield game where the ball exploded?
No, when was that?
It was. Let me see. It would be 7 years ago, I'd say.
I think that's Jaffe on the return. Okay, go ahead. No.
It was so cold. It was actually Drew Dummer, Harry's older brother, kicked a field goal, and the ball exploded. That's how cold it was.
Was it here?
Yes.
It was like 5 degrees out when I got here. Yes. I was in the car driving 95. It was 4 degrees. I said, go to 5.
Yeah.
And it was
miserable.
snowy. Oh, it was awful.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dover-Sherborn won, though. Always a good day when they beat Medfield.
I don't remember exploding football.
Yes. Yeah. They gave it to Drew Dummer at the banquet.
And he immediately threw it in the trash. Dover-Sherborn starts it out. Rolling left is the quarterback. He throws. Got him. Kiesling out of bounds with a first down or very close.
Yeah, that's good. That's a bootleg type play. You fake going to the right, you roll back to the left. You got 2 receivers out there, and Kiesling was the deep one. He made a nice throw. And opposite way.
Here's a first down. They're from the left hash mark. Sullivan's the quarterback. Jaffe, the main setback, to his right. Look. Line drive right side. I assume that's, yes, it is Bob Saber. Saber up to the 40.
Now, that's a good play, and it looks like right now Dover-Sherborn has modified what they're doing. They know that they got to throw the ball to get back in the game. And when I say back, that's a little overstatement. They're down 13-0. To get a score, they're going to have to throw the ball. Whereas earlier, when it was 0-0 and 7-0, running the ball was fine.
Ball to 41. 2nd and 7. A Saber brother wide out this way. My scorebook's upside down. That's John Saber.
Oh, that's
Look
good.
at Jaffe go. Jaffe for the first down. He can't go down. 40, 35. Jaffe with the first down and some extra yardage.
That was great. And that's one of the good plays Dover-Sherborn runs. They bring the wing back in motion, and they have him throw a block. Puts another blocker in the out of the formation, and that was good, especially after 2 passes. Loosen up East Bridgewater and run that play.
He does a stop hitch, and then he goes again.
Yeah, and that's that takeoff that a track guy can have, where they can explode out of there.
Dover-Sherborn in a good place at the 41. The 36. Was close. 36 of East Bridgewater. Quarterback dropping, throws it this way, near sideline. Open, caught!
Nice.
Saber down inside the 10 where they were at halftime. 1st and goal.
That is a great play by Saber.
He waited for the ball and pulled it in.
Yeah. He pulled the East Bridgewater player back and pulled it in, which in this case, it worked. It wasn't offensive pass interference. But he made a great play, made a great catch. And Olsen, Sullivan did a great job throwing the ball down the field.
There are no Olsens tonight.
I know.
From the near hash, off to our left. So I saw a jump. I don't know if there's a flag. Running wide is Jaffe. Jaffe turning up to the goal line. I think he's in. Touchdown!
Boy, that's a big drive coming out of the half. East Bridgewater thought that they were going to just roll over them. Dover-Sherborn showed a lot of fight, a lot of comeback there, and scored. And you can hear the East Bridgewater coach saying it's a football game. One thing I just noticed when I was looking over at the numbers here, East Bridgewater doesn't have that many more players than Dover-Sherborn. So I don't think that they're going to wear out any more than East Bridgewater is.
You know, I've seen a lot of that. When I went to Millis, Millis had a very small team, very surprising. Kick is deflected and it goes wide. It's 13-6, so both teams having trouble with the EP.
Now the question will be, if they score another touchdown, are they going to go for one to tie the game up or go for 2?
You know something? Both teams are looking to turn 500 this year if they can. Well, I don't think... Actually, Dover-Sherborn can finish 5-5. The best East Bridgewater can do is 4-6. You want to win. You're not going to go for a tie. I mean, I think you'd go for the 2 points.
Now, Dover-Sherborn plays next week, though, right, Bruce?
I do believe. I don't know home or away. No idea.
Right.
And they have some time off, and Thanksgiving's here with Midfield.
So they can actually finish up 6-5 because they're 3-5. So they should be, if they win today.
You're right. 11 games.
And one of the goals, 2 of the goals that I always think you should have at the beginning of the season are win the Thanksgiving Day game because that's your rival, and have a winning season. Winning the league and going to the playoffs and everything is good, and it's an accomplishment. But those are 2 things that you really can feel good about. Winning, and they're in it right now.
And Kirby Ryan, the Suns coach, when he was quarterbacking, said the additional thing he wanted, make the playoffs. And he had a valid point because they hadn't made them for years. Returned by Captain Stubing. Gavin McLeod up to the 42-yard line on the return. Nice weave by him inside and out as he got the ball past the 40.
Now we're going to see a little bit of what East Bridgewater is made of, because that's the first punch in the face they've gotten. They're still ahead by 7, but Dover-Sherborn went right down the field on them. Scored in just about 3 minutes.
That is the 5th touchdown of the year for Zach Jaffe. He ties Brian Olsen, who won't be playing again this season, for touchdowns at 5. So they got a 1st and 10 from their own 41. Everybody look to the sideline and say, hey, what's the play? Ethan Pohl leads them to the line. He's 5'10" and 165, in case you were wondering. Gets a low snap, quick handoff to Madden. Madden waits for his hole, gets it, and picks up 5.
I noticed something that's driving me nuts here. I'm going to bring it up, though, Bruce. The receivers away from the play for East Bridgewater don't actually run down the field and hit anybody. They just stand there. And that's that's not the way football's supposed to be played. You're supposed to come off the line. And I apologize if I'm insulting anybody, but they're just standing there.
Quick screen left. Nothing but a yard maybe for McLeod. As Hill knocks him back, and Tyus defense pushes him back.
This would be a great chance right here.
Taken down by, among others, number 19, Robert Saber, and number 11.
That was a good-looking play, quick screen out there, but it's a play that hasn't worked that well for them during the game as far as yardage is concerned. They run it well. It just hasn't been breaking away.
Paul hands off to Madden, dives up the middle, got himself a first down this time inside the 45 of Dover-Sherborn.
If I was East Bridgewater, I'd run the ball straight ahead here and stop trying to go wide on Dover-Sherborn. Dover-Sherborn's done a great job wide, and I think East Bridgewater is just a little bit stronger up the middle here.
They set. Paul slaps the hands, gives it off to Madden. Madden's stringing along the line. Madden comes and turns it back upfield for a 4-yard gain.
Now, Dover-Sherborn actually did a good job stopping that play at the point of attack, but the running back did a good job cutting outside. And, essentially what Dover-Sherborn was doing was pressuring up the middle, blitzing so there's too many people to block because they know East Bridgewater is trying to come straight at them.
Second and short coming up. Paul, quick handoff, left side, turning it around. Nope, he just went completely horizontal and fell about a yard short of the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, if he heads outside right away, Dover-Sherborn has the pursuit to bring him down. They also, what East Bridgewater is doing is spreading Dover-Sherborn out. If you spread them out and you run wide, you have people out there that can make the tackles.
Third and short coming up. 6 minutes to go in the third.
Different running back in there, Bruce.
Oh, yeah. And guess who gets the ball? A different running back. And maybe
good pressure right up the middle with Keeson.
That was not the play they wanted, I'm sure. Austin Dewhurst, sophomore with the ball. Lost yardage. Fourth down, they're going for it.
Now, this is an interesting. If Dover-Sherborn can just stop them here, they'll get good field position.
Paul going to pass. Running, throwing. Got his man wide open.
It's incomplete.
It's incomplete. Did he catch it out of bounds?
I think he caught it out of bounds.
Definitely.
That's a big play. He was open.
He was on the edge of the marker, but both feet were out of bounds.
Yeah.
So you get the ball at your own 38. This is where you can stop moving the ball downfield.
Absolutely. You've already shown you can do it. The first half, it didn't look like you could do it. Now they're mixing it up and letting Sullivan throw the ball, and he's done a good job in the second half.
Actually, they've shown the last two drives they can do it. They just scored on one only, but they can do it, and they know it. And the coach, I'm sure, said that at halftime.
Yeah, it's only a 13-0 game, and now it's 13-6. Now you've really got a chance to make this tight.
Moving right to left in their blue home shirts. Sullivan pitches the ball to Jaffe. Jaffe's got some room. Jaffe's got the far sideline up to the 50. And it's just inside it for a first down.
Well, they've got East Bridgewater on their heels. And that was a play that was not working in the first half, but now is.
When we came here tonight, my wife and I, the press box was full. Look at it now. There's 2 people up there. What, everybody too cold? They went home?
Well, they probably went down on the sidelines. They probably said, we're freezing up here. Only Bruce and Dan are dumb enough to stand up in a outdoor area.
Touché.
With the wind.
Yeah, I've been called a dummy before. Jaffe with a hole, and he's got himself a good 4 or 5.
That was a good run. The play looked like it was designed to go outside. He cut it up and picked up, like you said, about 4 yards. And in this part of the field, 4 yards is a good pickup because you got 3 more downs to make it in a game like this.
2nd and 6. I have a bottle of water, but I know it's still cold, and I refuse to go to it because I'll get even colder just lifting it up to drink.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Saber left. And I can't see who that is on the right side. Two wide receivers is all you need to know, and a slot left. Handoff. Jaffe didn't see what he wanted, so he slants right. Jaffe for the first, down to the 30. Make that the 25, first down.
Okay, so what East Bridgewater did there is they played man-to-man on the outside receivers. They stuck 9 guys in the middle, hoping to just stop that running attack straight ahead or put pressure on the quarterback. Well, one thing that does is if you do get a hole, there's no one back there to make the tackle. The linebackers aren't back there, the defensive backs aren't back there, and that's what happened that time. Good blocking by Dover-Sherborn. Jaffe hit the hole hard, and they had a good gain.
And a fresh set of downs to 4 HE to go to the third. DS down by 7. Time for the lefty. The lefty runs, keeps it himself. Nice move, Sullivan. He's tripped up after a 5-yard pickup, but it's a smart run by him.
Okay, I've got an editorial comment right now. It's something about the younger brothers. They don't mind being hit because their older brothers hit them all the way through school, and that's Sullivan. He took off like that and wasn't quitting. He was gonna get that 5 yards.
He could have slid.
He could have slid. He didn't. He's a younger brother.
That's a great take.
Yeah.
Sullivan feeling good. Right side. This is Bob Saber for 5 and maybe another first down. The marking is first down.
And he got rid of the ball fast. Yep, there we go.
So now I'm watching that tag you mentioned. It's 5 yards from either marker, correct?
That's correct.
And when they spot the markers, someone goes over and right now and puts the tag into the ground so it's locked in.
Yeah.
Now
well, not so much locked in.
No.
It's even. So that when they pull it back out, it still will be even. Here's that defense again. All the people right up the middle.
Running left. This is, I think, John Olayer coming into the game. Is that Olayer? Yes, it is. Yeah. Olayer with his first carry. They needed to give Jaffe a spell.
Yeah, I think so. Plus, they're going to need him late in the game, no matter how the game is going. And they brought him back in. They took him off for a play.
1.5 yards to go for a 1st and goal. 2nd and 1.5 yards. And East Bridgewater is saying to themselves, what happened?
Yeah, well, good coaching and good hard play. The not quitting would have been easy to quit. You're a 3-5 team, but they're not quitting. They're running hard. They're blocking.
Jaffe's got the 1st and goal. Looks like he was going to sweep right, then he cut back in off the right guard, and he's got himself that 1st down and a goal to go.
Yeah, and that's good running. Don't string it out if you can turn it up and get 5 yards.
Who would have thunk after that first half collapse when they didn't score, they had to come back with 2 excellent drives like this? That's confidence.
Yeah, and that's kids having a mental toughness that they're not going to quit no matter what the situation is in the season. This is a good sign for the younger kids for the future of their career.
Sullivan over center, jump, and he got back, I think. Sullivan throws it on the run. Got him! Olayer in for the score!
He had a guy right in his face. He got the ball off to Olayer. That was a great pass. He should be very proud. Now, his father was a great player at Foxborough High School and went on to play at URI.
John Olayer?
No, I'm sorry. Sullivan's father.
Oh, Sullivan, okay.
Yeah, he played at Foxborough, and then he played college football at URI. And he's an expert on high school football. You could have him up here.
Kick. Looks nice.
Oh, this
We're
is great.
tied.
This is great. 13 all.
And yeah, you go for the 1 point because there's so much time to go in the game.
Exactly right. Don't leave it so that have done all this work and are still behind.
So easy to say to yourself, we're injured, we're going to come out there, but we're not sure we can win. And you come back with 13-0 and tie it up.
Yeah, and that's big for their mental toughness. I think it's good support from the kids that are hurt. And the coaches aren't quitting. I know that much. So the kids to have this mental toughness, it's pretty good for, 15, 16, 17-year-olds.
I don't know if you pull this one out, if that might give you another home game. I mean, it's much better than losing it, right?
Yeah. What they try to do is balance it. They try to make one home game and one travel game, and they just try to make sure that they have teams that are evenly balanced. They don't want those 42-0 runs, and that's why you see a 2-6 team with a 3-5 team.
McLeod is tackled by Linsiski. Also, I know Dover-Sherborn was short in a home game this year. I think they were going to play like one more road game, and they had to give DS another home game just to make it even that way.
Oh, that's great.
I think that may be part of it.
Yeah, no, that's good. Now let's see if East Bridgewater goes back to what they were doing, running the ball straight ahead, getting loose that way rather than trying to go wide. Now, if he breaks towards the line and the point of attack is you can't get through there, then it's all right to break out if you're East Bridgewater.
Puts his man in motion. Up back gets the ball. Madden tried the middle, tries the left. Should have stayed with the middle. Stefanelli for Dover-Sherborn has played very well in defense. He's come a long way since the beginning of the season when he was only subbing in, especially only playing special teams for a while. But Stefanelli's been starting and playing well and getting experience.
What year is he, Bruce?
I thought he was a sophomore. He could be junior.
Well,
Junior?
Either one's great.
He's a senior.
Okay.
That's not great. But
no,
it's
that's
great
not great.
Great for him.
It's great. You know what? It's a good memory.
Yeah. Coming this way, Madden under the right arm, trips up.
Oh, that was big because I think that was going for 6, 7, 8 yards.
Mariano, I think, got his shoe tops and just brought him down on the trip. Trayvon Lawson is in the backfield as well. Paul drops back. Protection good. Throws. Got his man. And Stefanelli hit him like a brick wall, and he went down. Surprised he held the ball.
Yeah, you got to give the kid a lot of credit for courage. He's back up, too. He really got racked. And that's the end of the quarter.
As long as he goes to the right huddle, he'll be fine. Right. We are at the end of 13 all, and we go into the fourth quarter. Do we play overtime? We don't, do we? We do.
Yeah, we start at the 10-yard line. Each team gets a chance, and then I think it's either the second or third time you have to go for 2. So it's not a given. It doesn't go on forever. But it's only the 10-yard line.
They don't have a shootout like in hockey.
They don't have a shootout like hockey, and they don't have college like at the 25. And that could end up in high school being you could be playing for 6, 7 turns without scoring. But from the 10-yard line, you're going to have a chance to get in.
What a great victory this could be if DS can pull it out. I keep reiterating it, but yeah, they've had a tough season. 11 guys out as of now, and a lot of them were your top players, but now they got a second tier of top players playing tonight, and they're playing tough.
They are. They didn't quit. You got to give them a lot of credit. It would have been easy to go in that locker room and say, does it make a difference whether we lose 13-0 or 27-0? And they didn't do that. They came out here and they're playing hard.
Well, that'll kill a drive, won't it?
That's right. They're not able to run to the outside at all.
And a lot of this, I got to say, the Saber brothers have both played outstanding ball tonight.
Well, that's good to see. They've come so far from when they were freshmen. I remember when they were out there the first day, and it shows you what hard work will do for you.
Yeah, and experience. Paul's got time. Yet now he doesn't. He's down for the count.
That was a huge play. He had people open downfield, but he didn't have time to get it off.
Dylan Rogers on the stop.
Boy, you got to give Dylan Rogers a lot of credit. Out here as the only captain left at one point, still playing hard, playing both ways, playing defensive end, playing tackle. You got to give him a lot of credit for what he's done, and he's come a long way. The thing, well,
Screen left. Uh-oh. Incomplete. 4th down.
Dylan came out when he was a sophomore, and they were looking for linemen, and he volunteered to go. And there's a kid whose first day out for football is willing to go to the line. You know, I give him a lot of credit. Most people want to get the touchdowns, but he was willing.
I have a question, Brad. What's that out there, that pole? What is that?
That is a camera. The away team's camera. It's like their huddle.
Oh, I see. Okay, that's their coach's camera that you were showing. Well, he got it off. That wasn't the play that was called.
No.
Decent punt, though, down to the 39. I'm telling you, the punter was ready to go off the field and run to the bus.
That was a great play. It was a terrible snap. It was well over his head, but it was a great play for him to get out of it. But, you know, the way Dover-Sherborn's moving the ball, I don't know that it's going to make any difference, that extra 15 yards. But we'll see. We'll see if East Bridgewater can tighten up. But mentally, they're sort of falling apart right now, snapping the ball, dropping the ball.
Momentum's so important. We said it early in the game. Stefanelli's in there with Bob Saber. They both come right. To the left side is the other Saber, John. Way behind his quarterback is the running back, Jaffe. In motion, Kiesling. Fake handoff, turning around, throwing. Got him!
Geez.
Wide open is Saber, I believe. First down inside the 50 to the 45.
I think that was Jaffe.
Jaffe, I apologize. You're right.
And the reason I say that, Bruce, is because that's a play that Dover-Sherborn runs very well. They roll away from where the running back is. The running back loops out to the opposite side, and then they throw back.
And I lost the running back, and so did East Bridgewater. They lost him
That's
too.
correct.
Dover-Sherborn in a great position. 9:52 and counting. Close to the 45 of the visitors. Dropping back is Sullivan. Yells out what he wants. Puts Jaffe to his left. Offset. Jaffe with the ball. Tucks it into his right arm. Here he comes near sideline. Turns the corner. Past the original marker. Goes out of bounds with about a 3-yard pickup. Late flag in the backfield. Thank you, Brad.
That's disappointing. It's not deadly, but it's disappointing. You're going back. Now the question is it is a spot foul or from the line of scrimmage? Because Jaffe was downfield a little bit at that point.
We're waiting. It's against Diaz. It's hold. One penalty to Clyde. Hitting the back was declined. The holding was. There were two penalties, I think. One was taken.
And I think the reason was the block in the back was downfield.
Okay.
So you take the yardage back from where the penalty was, as opposed to the hold wherever the hold was from the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it's better for East Bridgewater. So this brings up first and mucho yardage, 1st and 20 for Dover-Sherborn.
East Bridgewater is playing 9 guys within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage.
Quarterback throws right, throws it to the sideline. 2nd down coming up.
Okay, so they tried the same play that they succeeded on before, rolled a little bit to the left and tried to throw back to Jaffe, swinging out of the backfield, and it didn't work this time. There was 2 or 3 East Bridgewater guys with them because they'd already been beat on that.
DS in the huddle. Stefanelli wide out this way. Twins top left. Quarterback with an offset back to his right. Drops back. Quick throw. Downfield. Lead pass. Maybe? No. Dropped.
Okay, so the coverage had changed there. They had backed off a little bit, which makes sense when it's second and long like that. Instead of having 9 guys by the line of scrimmage, they had a 2-deep coverage with 15 who was out on the wide receiver. But they were backing up with 14 and 4 as a 2-deep.
That was a risky ball, wasn't it?
Well, you know what? He's been completing them, though.
Well, he has been,
I agree. It was risky, but he's been completing. Same thing if you look at what they're doing here. They got 2 safeties back in the middle of the field.
Man open, overthrown.
Now the question comes, do you punt it? Yep, they're going to punt.
Yeah, I don't think you risk it here.
No, and I think that's the right call.
I mean, if you're trailing, it's one thing. But in the second half, East Bridgewater hasn't shown as much of a ball game, have they?
They have not.
They've been flat. I'll give DS a lot of credit, but East Bridgewater, I mean, both teams have problems. They don't have an entire team of all-stars, and so it's not always fluid. But DS, his last 3 drives, not this one, but the 3 drives before, have been solid, playing every consistent football is what I want to say.
Okay, that's great.
Nice roll.
If you remember the punts in the first 2 halves, they didn't look good.
No, no.
But that one, even though it wasn't pretty, still.
They're going to take over. First and 10.
That first punt is like off the side of his toe.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's why I was thinking, are you actually going to go for it if you're only going to punt the ball 15 yards? But that certainly worked out.
They're the cheerleaders. They got off the bus before the game, and I thought, you got a 2-6 team. You're playing a non-playoff game, and here are the cheerleaders dressed to go, and they're cold, but they're cheerleading, and good for them.
Yeah, that's true.
That's team spirit. Dover-Sherborn, the word cheerleaders has never worked out well.
It's been a while, I think.
Yeah. Nice run. Madden.
With the carry, he's going to fall forward for a gain of 9. Gain of 10.
They're trying to make some substitutions here. Not, their guys are getting tired.
8:04
And I mean Dover-Sherborn, but so is East Bridgewater.
Yeah, they're both getting tired.
Yeah.
Madden weaving in and out. Nice run by Madden for the first down.
And again with the carry, tackled by secondary of the Raiders. Viking first down.
So now they did have Kiesling back. Now they're moving him back up to linebacker. They're in a 4-4 look with them instead of when they had 2 deep.
Madden on delay. Madden picks up some short yardage. Not easy. He had to work for those. Up to the 40. 2nd and 6. 5. 2nd and 5.
Kiesling in on the tackle. 2nd and 5, Vikings.
Dover-Sherborn's making them work down the field one play at a time. It's hard for a high school team to not get a penalty, not fumble the ball, not have a negative yardage play, and keep moving the ball steady like this.
Madden becoming the workhorse. He was not decisive, late flag. I think it looked like a face mask. I don't know for sure, but that's what it looked like.
Yeah, there was something to do with the tackle there.
Result of the play is a gain of
They're getting a first down, Matt. How you cut it.
face mask
Yep.
on the Raiders.
Sometimes I don't like to be right.
No.
But the good part about football, it's 100 yards to a touchdown, so a penalty, yeah, it hurts you, but they're still not in great field position. It's just a little better.
No, they're still outside the 40, and they haven't looked like they're trying to kick field goals. So
From the near hash, no surprise, they run. Was that Madden? I think it's somebody else. 21, I thought, carried the ball. Dewhurst, let me see. Oh, 23. Thank you. Aiden Clancy with the carry. Picked up short yardage, 2nd and 7.
Now Dover-Sherborn's putting all their guys up the middle, putting pressure on. They're not going to let them roll down the field on them anymore.
And you notice Paul, the quarterback, he does not throw a deep ball.
No.
Pitch to McLeod. McLeod for short gainer, bringing up 3rd and 4+.
And that was pretty good defense. It was a jet sweep where you have the receiver come in and you pitch him the ball forward. It's actually, like I said earlier, a complete pass.
A jet sweep is a quicker play than a regular sweep.
Yeah, you don't need to. The guy's got a running start,
right.
And that running start makes it move faster.
Paul fading right at the 45. Paul throws it on a line drive and a bouncy ball. That'll be 4th down and a long 5. Now what do? And you know something? With 5:36 to go, I kick it.
Now, do you?
I do, yeah. I think you're asking for trouble if you don't make it.
Well, that's for sure. You're giving a much better field position. I'm wondering if East Bridgewater doesn't know whether they'll be able to get back down here.
They're going for it.
Yeah.
Good luck. Paul drops, looks left, runs, and says, I didn't make it. Loose ball! And it doesn't matter either way. It's going to be just a mark of position.
That's right.
Because it's DS ball. And the ball rolled even a little farther back. DS has it at the, don't tell me, 48-yard line on their own side of the field. I just think it was a risky play.
It was a risky play. And you know, I think probably part of the mind was, can we actually literally drive the ball down the field to score again? Can we drive the ball 55, 60, 65 yards if we trade punts? Now, you were right, because they didn't get a first down. They actually lost yardage.
But on the other hand, playing devil's advocate, they're 2-6. What did they have to lose?
Yeah, that's true too.
Hand off to Jaffe. Look at Jaffe. He's so smooth. Gets to midfield. That's all he needs right now. He's got a 7-yard pickup.
Now, last time they stopped themselves with a holding penalty. They were moving the ball fine. And there's 5 minutes, so they can move it any way they want. They can run the ball. They can throw the ball.
See, you know, if you're a professional doing college or pro football, you're in a warm booth. And I'm thinking right now, my right foot, I cannot feel my toes.
Well, let me see. What are the other negatives of doing the high school game instead of the pro game? I can think of a couple, like money.
You want money too? Is that old lady?
No. I wanted a lot of money.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind next year.
Yeah. That was a good throw by Ronan.
Who was it to?
I think Kiesling.
Was it? Okay, that is Kiesling. Number two. Yeah, Kiesling. So you want a lot of money, huh?
Yeah, it would be good.
Brad and I'll share with you.
Yeah.
Brad's the only one up here making a paycheck.
Well, he deserves one. So I can't.
His baby and his wife agree.
Yeah.
First down. Flag. Got a.
Before the play is snapped, the call is motion on the offense.
Motion in the backfield. Someone moved illegally. They're going back 5. Not the worst thing in the world.
No, that's not that 10-yard penalty they had to go through last time.
I wish iPhones came with like little heaters.
That would be good.
And a fan.
A fan, okay.
Then I put it in my pocket. And all of a sudden, it's warm in here. It's toasty.
Right.
When we got the van redone, we should have put electric grids. Can you imagine? Can we talk to Mike about that? Electric grids. Hey, we could roast hot dogs up here at halftime. Yeah, which one of us is going to bring it up? It's a great idea, it really is. I also want to elevate it down to the ground. Sullivan drops, some time being pressured, throws it as he backs off, out of bounds. Incomplete. Second down and 15.
He did a good job getting rid of that ball. He had a guy in his face, and he got the ball down the field. You couldn't afford to take a big sack right there.
No. He's getting smarter as he plays because
Yeah.
the brain start working even better. Also, John Olayer's touchdown was his first of the season. And the 5th earlier for Jaffe, and that's where we are, 13-13. Stefanelli outside receiver. And in motion comes Kiesling. Run, gut ball up the middle, down to the 45. Short pickup, 3rd down, and about 5. No, 3rd and about 12. I'm losing my mind. 3rd and about 13.
It's not as bad as you think here because we're under 3 minutes left, and you really do have 2 downs.
Yeah, they didn't really gain anything, did they?
I don't think so.
Maybe an inch. So it's 3rd and 15-ish. 2 down territory, I would think.
Yeah.
Lefty with the ball. Lefty throws
got
downfield. Got a lead man overthrown. That's something he'll work on between this season and next season.
Yeah. And you know what? He did have a person open, and then the defensive back did a good job catching up. So,
all right, look at it, Dan. 2:31 to go. If you punt, you're going to give them the ball. You may never get it back. Don't you go for it?
I think they're thinking to themselves, we've got an overtime period, and they're going to have a tough time driving the ball 75, 80 yards on us. That's what I think.
Lang's kick. Nice, high, corner kick. It's going to go out of bounds inside the 20, close to the 15.
Yeah.
Darn good kick.
Yeah, that was a really good one. And now you're saying to them, I know they kicked an extra point, so they can kick. You're saying that they got to drive 70 yards to get down into that close field goal range.
I don't know if they have a strong field goal kicker. 2:23 to go.
They're not going to be able to do a run all the way. Even with 3 timeouts, they're not going to be able to run all the way. And it says ball on the 14, so that's a long way to go.
Back to the offensive huddle. The Vikings of East Bridgewater. They came in 2-6. The Raiders came in 3-5. We're now back to the line of scrimmage. Ball at the 14. And a run to the left. Turning it back up. Boing! And down he goes. Olayer on the hit and the flag on the field.
I think it's another face mask.
We've picked up viewers. We're going up.
Oh, that's your dynamic personality.
It's gotta be.
Is wooing them in.
My wife would say we should be minus viewers at this point. That's okay. It's the quality, not the quantity.
Yeah, that's true.
It's our tremendous sense of humor. And my frozen right foot. First and 10, move the ball up the field to the... where's the ball? No, that's close to the 30. Run right. Run right. Running. And out to the 50-yard line and going out of bounds is sophomore Aiden Clancy. Nice run by Clancy.
It really was, and I expected to pass there, and I wouldn't be surprised if so did Dover-Sherborn.
You know, I'm looking on the sideline. This Madden, he looks exhausted. No, he's limping. Is that Madden 34? Yeah, Madden's on the sideline. He's been the key back, and he's tired and limping, so Clancy's in the game for run. Down to the 45 of Dover-Sherborn with the clock down to 1:48, and both teams have 3 timeouts left.
Clock running at 1:41.
1:40 to go in the fourth quarter. They reshuffle their backfield.
That was unbalanced line.
Paul handed it off, and wow, right at the line. Did he pick up yardage? I don't even know. Maybe a foot.
He forced him to call a timeout. He didn't quite get out of bounds.
1:24 to go, first timeout of the half for the Vikings.
Now, they set up that unbalanced line again, and they ran it into the sideline. So what that means is instead of having 3 people on the line to the right of the ball, they had an extra person on the line they had 4 people on the line to the left of the ball, and they had their 2 wings. And the idea was they're just going to outcrowd Dover-Sherborn and force the ball into the sidelines. It didn't work.
And, you know, that's the great thing about football. You said it the whole game. It's a chess match. It's a head game as well as a physical game.
Yeah, you have to be able to understand the plays. You have to be able to understand the flow of the game and how kids are working, whether their enthusiasm's up, what you have to do to get them playing hard.
James Madden back in the field, feeling a little better. Clancy comes off in the backfield. So Madden, the mainstay back there with his quarterback.
Same thing.
Hands off to Madden. Madden got some speed. Madden to the 32, 33-yard line.
It was the same formation. They line up everybody to one side of the ball except for 2 players. If you notice, there's not a split end out here, and they run into it.
No huddle offense. They know Dover-Sherborn's tired. Madden takes advantage. Madden inside the 20. Goes out of bounds at the 12. Uh-oh. 1:04 to go. Clock stops on the out-of-bounds play.
Yeah, that's right.
Spotted at the 13. First and 10. Paul gets a ground ball, flips a right-hand screen. And that looks like McLeod going out of bounds. Ball down to the 9. It'll be second and about 6.
Really, if they have 2 timeouts, I don't know, they
got 2.
2. They really have enough time here to run what they want. I know they can get a first down, but it's at the 2-yard line. So they really can run what they want with a first down.
They could get a field goal, but I don't know how their kicker is.
That's true.
They reshift.
They're shifting over back into that unbalanced line.
Ground ball again. Madden tripped up, but he gets away from it. Turns it into the goal line. Very close. He's in. Heck of a drive if he's in. Yeah, he's in all right.
No, he's
not. He's inside the 1. The clock's running. Looked like he had it. Hands went up in the air, and a timeout by the visitors.
Well, I know it seems like we should give up hope here at the half-yard line, but we shouldn't. They've been putting huge pressure up the middle. I think they're going to come out in that wishbone-looking offense again and run it to the short side of the field. Like they've been running a lot of their plays, and try to force it in there. If they've only got 1 timeout left here, they don't have unlimited plays. I was wrong. 37 seconds for a high school team. They probably have 3 plays, not 4.
You're right. I mean, they can throw the ball, kill the clock, call a timeout.
Absolutely.
You're right about 3 plays, easy. Yeah. Well, not that easy, but it can be done.
Well, with the timeout, you can.
Do you see where the ball is? It's like 1 foot away from the goal line.
Right. And now the question is, do you go out and do you say we're strong enough to go in with a quarterback sneak? You know, we're going to tighten up and have no gaps in our offensive line, no holes, no spaces, and just drive straight ahead.
Of course, if he fumbles, ...
If he fumbles, let's get on to overtime. Like I'm hoping. Unbalanced line again.
He's got it. Pull the 1-yard run. Heck of a play, really. They opened the hole, and all he needed was a few inches.
Yeah, they took away their gaps in their offensive line. They tightened up right to each other's shoes, and Dover-Sherborn was tired at this point. So is East Bridgewater. It's 2 teams with less than 30 guys dressed here.
But I could see Dover-Sherborn wearing down. Justifiably so.
Yeah.
Good. Nice kick.
All right. They still got a chance because they can throw the ball. Now, at the beginning of the game, you would have thought they couldn't throw the ball. But Sullivan has thrown it very, very well in this second half. They've caught the ball well. They've moved the ball down the field. So you got to give them a chance. And the other thing is this kickoff. They've been squib kicking it because they're worried about kicking it deep to the Dover-Sherborn returners. And that's a good sign for Dover-Sherborn because they'll either get good field position or they'll get a chance for their kick returners.
Back deep. Yeah, it's Kiesling. Then in the middle, it's Jaffe. And on the near side, as we look at it, it's Robert Lensiski. Ball will be spotted at the 45-yard line. And the kicker is... might as well give him some credit. I think it's Tim Heath. Is it Heath? Yeah. Heath comes into the football. Kicks it high, a spinner. It's coming over the right side. You're looking at Lensiski. Lensiski, nice run back to the 28-yard line. First down, 30 seconds to go in the game.
Yeah, it was worth a shot there, though.
Yeah. Heck of a nice kickoff.
Yes, it was.
You don't want to squib that ball. And
and that's exactly what I mean, but it was worth a shot. You squib it, and what you're doing is giving Dover-Sherborn field position at the 40-yard line.
And you're hoping for a fumble, but it's not worth the odds.
That's right.
So we don't know when our next game will be. If there's a home game here and the weather's half decent, we'll be back. If not, it's Thanksgiving morning, 10 a.m. here against Medfield. Hopefully for warmer temperatures.
I hope. It'll be sunny at least. Well, I shouldn't say that.
You can say it. Sullivan looks left side. Two defenders. Caught and dropped.
And I don't mean to express anxiety there, but he put a perfect ball out there. And it was not an easy catch, but he put the ball right on the money, 40 yards down the field.
Against two defenders, he did thread it well.
Yeah. And if you notice, East Bridgewater's moved the defensive backs off. They're no longer using that pressure, putting 9 guys within 5 yards of the ball. Now they've got 2 deep coverage there. 2 deep, actually maybe even 3 deep. They might have a 3 deep zone there.
Looks like 5 defensive backs to me. Sullivan deep drop right over the middle. Intercepted? No, dropped. Well, that would have done it.
That would have done it. You know, hopefully somehow that comes to pay. That he didn't make that play.
Linebacker Heath, consoled by his teammates, shakes his head, but he knocked the ball down. That's what counts.
That's right.
3rd down, 2-down territory, obviously 19.6 on the clock. Heath hangs his head in mock disgust.
So now they're rushing 3 guys. They look like they have 2 linebackers, and they look like they have 6 defensive backs on the field. 3 lined up as linebackers.
So a blitz is not going to be called.
No, a blitz is not. That would be useless. They're trying to put everybody they can between the goal line and quarterback.
Sullivan airs it out, way down the field. Back away. Dead ball, 12 seconds to 12.7 final down of the game unless they pass for 10 yards or more. 4th down from the 28. 10 yards to go, 12.7 ticks to go. Otherwise, Dover-Sherborn drops to 3-6, and the opponent has the same record, 3-6.
Kiesling made a great shot at that ball. He really put up an effort, got up in the air with a bad ankle. You got to give him all the credit in the world.
But don't you want a second receiver at that point that he can look off, or it's too late in the game for that?
I think it's too late in the game, and you just got to remember you got a sophomore in high school who can only do so much.
Screen, incomplete, game over. 9 seconds to go, and that'll wrap it up.
Yeah.
My back won't bend if you can pick that up. My back will not go down now.
Well, and that's my fault for dropping it.
Yes, it is.
So that's 2 things.
That's a personal foul. I'm going to overlook it.
Okay. Thank goodness.
God, Bruce.
Hey, I have one thing to say. What? Where's his Patriots hat? For gosh sakes, he's up here with a Giants hat on?
Do you know how bad the New York Giants are?
Well, I'm not being critical of their play. They're from New York. It's like being from Medfield.
When I was a kid in the 50s, okay?
Yeah.
And there were no Boston Patriots, enough said.
Okay. Fair enough. Coming out in Yankee Stadium.
No. They
didn't
they?
they?
Did. I didn't. They did.
Oh, they did. Yeah, they did.
My parents had a black and white TV.
But so did mine. We're not that different in
You have
age.
the same parents?
Yeah.
Hey, it was a valiant effort on both sides of the ball.
It really was. And you got to give the Dover-Sherborn kids credit. 3-5, they come in. They're down 13-0 at halftime. They come back and play hard. And frankly, outplayed them in the second half.
Yeah, they did. They did.
Yeah.
Nothing to be ashamed about.
Nothing.
No.
Couple untimely penalties. And you see the East Bridgewater coach patting Rory Sullivan on the head. And that's for a good reason. He saw him fight back in the second half and make a game out of this and give a chance. And now we see all the injured players going down the field, which is too bad. Hobbling down the field, which is too bad.
Unfortunate. So that's it for Dan Bennett, me, Bruce Glazer, and our Dover-Sherborn Cable TV crew as the lights dim on the scoreboard. Final score, East Bridgewater 20 and Dover-Sherborn 13.